A very good evening here at Mofo TV. It's on 1st of August. They say it's Girlfriend's Day. I don't know what you have for your girlfriend, but again, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to a very special sitting this evening here as we're going to discuss matters youth and politics. And of course, it entails and it calls for these youth to stand up for their country. If they don't stand up, the country will not have a future. This evening, we are linking up with one of the very and vibrant leader in the same capacity. We'll be talking to us about different youth engagements, starting from the university and all along to coming out of the world to explore leadership opportunities in their republic and beyond. Welcome, share a link, welcome your friend, tell them that we are here for the next 2 hours having a very candid discussion that will help and build the nation. I'm Vincent Okinda. The show is The Political Temperature. We are measuring the temperatures of the youth this evening. We've been measuring about partisan, the government, and other East African region. But tonight, we are going to share ideas that are going to build the nation and majorly on youth. Welcome. For the very first time, may I have this opportunity? May you have this opportunity, talk to our youth, tell them who you are, and of course, what you do.
Thank you very much, Okinda.
Yes.
I'm very grateful for being at Mo TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pleasure.
Welcome.
It's my first time to be here, and I thank you. You have a very good setup here.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful. By my names, I'm Gov't Solomon Naira. I'm a student leader at the University of Nairobi. I'm a final year student taking Bachelor of Education Arts. I'm a teacher of mathematics and physical education. And by extension, I'm a politician. Mm-hmm. So I'm a politician because once you are a student leader, you tend to venture into politics. Some never do that, but me, I feel I'm following a bloodline that my forefathers couldn't fulfill, so it has rose in me. So I'm a politician. Right now, I'm the chairman of Luo Students Association in the whole country, and I'm aspiring for more big dreams as I lead even the University of Nairobi as per now.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Feel at home. This is Mofo TV, and we are proud to have you on set this evening as we're going to have a deep digestion about the matters youth and those people, those young leaders that are born at the universities. Many of them venture into it, become people. We have seen Babu Wino from the same university.
Yes.
And we have seen, we've had cases where we had very good school leaders, university leaders, but they don't do anything beyond there.
Yes.
Feel at home.
Thank you.
Welcome again. Share the link. Welcome your friend. Tell them that we are here. Your questions will be answered immediately, whether through a call at 0794599879 or through the comment section. Feel free to interact with us. Tell us, what do you think about the new university funding model? And what do you think about the issue of health? The Ministry of Education has done something. Tell us what do you think about it? And of course, your views will be read live to the audience of Mofo TV. Having said, you are a leader and are you just aspiring to being to the next level? Did maybe somebody will ask, is there somebody who had this capability in the society, in your immediate family, but did not achieve them, and now it's being born in you?
Yes, I think my family members, most of my family members, they haven't had that capability of becoming politicians.
Yes.
But one day I sat with my grandmother on the mother's side, and she told me that my grandfather wanted to be a councillor back in 1972. So he campaigned to be a councillor, but he never won. So I feel like I've taken the genes, and maybe it is my time to take the genes to another level and maybe bring the power home, which was never brought home, whether from my mother's side or from my father's side. Yes.
How long did you take at the university level to realize, like, yes, this is the very right time for I to continue doing this? I don't want to ask about the high school level, but now at the tertiary institution, how long did you take to realize, like, yo, I can be this?
It is very funny because at the high school level, I was never involved in politics. Totally. Even my friends nowadays tells me, high school friends, it is you who was in high school. So when I came to the university, I came, and when I saw opportunities rises after 2 years, that is. So when I was adjourning to my third year, I stayed with a first year representative when I was in first year. When I was in second year, I stayed with him on the same room. So I used to see how I used to feel the gist and the gist of being a politician in him. So I used to advise him most of the time. So there is where I gained interest of becoming a politician. And he wanted to be a student leader, but he never got the opportunity of being a student leader. So I said, because you have not gotten an opportunity to be a student leader and you are like a mentor to me, how can we do this? Can I step in to fill in the void, because we need to take this thing home as friends? So that is after 2 years. So when I was being admitted for my third year studies is when I did release my bid to become the governor, the chairperson of the Faculty of Education. So when I did release the bid, the campaigns was harsh on me, because I've never been in any political forum, in any political force. I've never been involved in any political engagement. I just came as a newbie who advises people on the back doors. But one thing I realized is that the students, comrades, needed a fresh perspective, a new student leader with new ideologies, a student leader who is more of straightforward thinking and more robust in his engagement with the student, not necessarily on the streets, but also, can you deliver on the negotiation tables? Can you deliver on the big offices? Can you deliver on the big rooms when it comes to making decisions? So when I came out, I did my best, and I campaigned against the fierce politicians of that time, the comrades' favorites, just to say. But I emerged the winner. They almost told me politics is a dirty game. So maybe I played clean, but I won.
When somebody hears about politics, whether in school, out of school, anywhere, you said they know it's a dirty game.
Yes.
Based on ideas and, of course, the pocket.
Yes.
I will not want you to talk about the dirty game.
Yes.
It's part and parcel of what the ideas are into it.
Yes.
How about the heaviness of the pocket? Whether at university, you need to buy, let's buy my comrade something.
Yeah. Yo.
How did you manage to pull, of course, the financial
muscles?
Yeah.
I want to say I'm very happy, because when I was now venturing into politics, I had a boss. I was working somewhere. I had a job, part-time job when I was a student. I used to work at night and then do my schooling during the daytime. So this job, I made friends, and I think that job shaped me in a way, because in the organization that I was working on, I was even awarded as secretary. I was elected as secretary of the organization. And this organization had like grown people more than me, because we had people of 60 years, 30, people of different age group. And me being elected as a secretary in an organization of only 6 officials, it gave me a way of relating with people. And I want to say that my friends and my boss during that time, up to now, I call him boss because he's a friend and a brother to me. These are the people who supported me financially. Yes, I had a little bit of my money, but I went and sat them down. Even they did an arambe for me, because I told them, I need money. I'm going to win, but I don't have money. So they told me, how much do you have? Told them I have this amount, but I need this one so that I bring the win home. And they told me, will you win? Yes. So when they did an arambe for me, like a fundraising, like friends, they tapped in for me, and I'm very grateful for them. They made me who I am today. Yeah.
Being young at that moment, and of course having the big and the greatest dream, the courage doesn't just come easily. You need to gain that courage to convince people why you are the best. Do I say like you learned from your former representative that you are staying with?
Yeah, I learned a little bit from my former representative, but I would like to say the boss of the organization that I was working at really shaped me a lot, because I was a secretary and I was the one reading minutes before meetings. I was the one making phone calls, organizing meetings. I was much involved with the members of the organization, up to a point that I felt if I can relate with a 30-year-old person when I'm 21 or 22, or I can relate with a 40 and 50-year person, until they buy my ideas, I feel like, yes, I am in the right space. Yes, I have the courage now to venture into politics and lead students. Yes.
I will not hesitate to have your say about the dirty game. The dirty game, we know, like in many tertiary institutions, you find like, there are those who will malign your name to paint you that you are not the best. How did you encounter to withstand this? Like those who say, like, because maybe you are not commandive, you don't,
Yes. Okay, my brother Ukinda, thank you for that question. When I came into the field of politics, I really received a lot of backlash from the comrades, because I was not much involved in school. Most of the time I was looking for money, because you understand we come from backgrounds that we cannot manage now to bring our parents when we are already in university. So I was not much involved in school. So when I came out of the blue moon, they used to call me a lecturer because I had beards all over. So they used to say, this is an old man, this is a lecturer. We cannot elect a lecturer to lead us as students. They painted a lot of narratives, but where the dirty game comes in politics is how can you spin the narrative that your opponents spin towards you to their disadvantage. That is where the dirty game comes. Not that you beat people, you just use your wisdom, your ideologies and strategies on how to spin the narrative back to disadvantage them, or you see how you neutralize his opponents to come to your end. So basically that is the university politics, and university politics is more of tribal, very tribal.
Even the national. As much as we say no.
A little bit. Yeah. But university politics is very tribal, because you find that one tribe wants to rule, the other one wants to rule. So they tend, mostly us as Luos, we tend to want that power at the top, because you understand Luos, we always tunasema hatuwezi kaa chini ya mtu. So we always want a seat at the top. But these other tribes also want a seat at the top. So Luos really find it hard with this Duale Bill, this enactment of Duale Bill 2012. We really find it hard because it is a delegate system of voting. We are not being voted for by mass number of comrades. We really find it hard to get to those top seats. So what I can say, how tribal it comes, it is how can you work with other tribes? Are you diverse enough to convince the tribes to support you, even though you're a Luo? So that's where I say university politics really lies, and we have really played, I really worked with that, because I managed to convince other tribes that I'm the real deal, I'm the prototype. Those others are just new designs that are coming up who can't manage this political thing.
Out of now your story, now let us flash on the general aspect.
Yes.
Still there at the school, somebody will ask like, do you feel if our university or our form of education in Kenya, does it support anything to do with leadership, or you just believe like leaders are created?
What I can say, our universities support, because I cannot just throw it under the bus that they do not support. They support leadership. It is just that what leaders expect before they are elected and what they get after they are elected are very different. We expect, I just say that the expectations, they don't match post-elections and before elections. They don't match. Because you find one thing is with the enactment of Duale Bill, there is a lot of bureaucracy. For you to help students, you must be at the top of the table in decision making. But if you are not on the top of the food chain in decision making, you find that a lot of students will pressure you to the wall, but you cannot make the decisions at the table. So this is what brings where they start saying that we elected Gov't Solomon, but he's not delivering to students. He's a coward. Yes, I'm not delivering because I'm not at the top of the table. I'm not on the negotiation table. I can only influence, but I cannot dictate. And it reaches a point that even you cannot influence. So that is where those are the loose ends that I feel the university can do to make student leaders to be on negotiation tables where decisions are being made, and can they influence some decisions? Can they even dictate? Because people like Babu Wino used to dictate some issues in school. Like even when there was a procurement of something, people like Babu Wino could come in, they could be consulted. But nowadays, we are not being consulted because we are nowhere in the table. Yes.
After having all this life in university, you are still there, but I know sooner you'll be walking out of it.
Yes.
How do you feel like these young leaders that are made and of course come out of the university, how are they supposed to connect with the outside world, outside the school?
Yes. What I would advise to young leaders, mostly we call them the emeritus, because once you get into another level, you become an emeritus. What I would like to tell the emeritus is learn how to manage your expectations, because this student leadership, it's like a balloon. Once you are elected, you become someone big, but immediately it ends, you are nothing. No one will even ever talk about you. So let us just tuishi na watu vizuri tukiwa kwenye uongozi. That time that we are in power, it's cool. That's why I think I'm still surviving in politics. How I stayed with people when I was in power. The inclusivity, the love and the care that I used to give my comrades until I left power. Because you find some people step into power and then they start seclusion. They seclude a certain faction of people. They don't involve them. They say, wewe huku ni support, wewe unanipinganga, wewe nilisikia umenitusi kwa group, wewe kaa kando, wewe ngoja kidogo, acha nilete wanawake wangu wakae hapa. Such like things. So you get, if he's a man, ama if he's a woman, acha nilete my boyfriend akuwe PA. So you get, by the time umeacha uongozi, when you step out that power, it is when you will realize, oh, I need comrades. Because you need them after power. You need them, you need to consult them. They are the people who have to shape you to become a national leader. You cannot come from campus student leader and then to a national leader without these comrades. Even Babu Wino, for him to people like Babu Wino, Mukunji wa Gitonga, Kina Musiria, even Dindi Nyoro, these were student leaders. But to find the connection that they had as friends when they were in campus, they walked together until they are in greater heights. Even if Dindi Nyoro is there, I know some of his friends made him who he is, where he is right now. So it is the friendship that you build when you are in leadership, that connection, and then when you transform to the outside world, you maintain that connection, and now you try to blend it with the citizen now, because now you are dealing with real citizens, so that you can work things out as you figure out which way or which one is not. You make mistakes, because we do. Yeah, just today I was being given advice with a friend of mine. Before we start this podcast, I've been making a lot of mistakes somehow, but it is time to correct them. Yeah.
Now, as we get out of that a little bit, there has been different regime taking over the government, and now we had the Uhuru Kenyatta regime, and now we're talking about the William Ruto president regime. Looking at it well, they've had a different implication, and of course, modernization of different affairs in all ministries. Now, looking at the Ministry of Education, they've had some little changes coming out with the issue of the new university funding model. What is your take on this as a comrade now?
Okay, as a comrade, I think the new funding model, as per now, after a lot of deliberations, which with the memo that was released, a memo report that was released by PS Dr. Beatrice Nyangala, I think the education system is at a good place right now, because the tuition fee, we are saying it has been reduced robustly by 40%, if I'm not wrong, because I was a member of the committee that deliberated and analyzed the new funding model when it had problems back last year. We were the appointed members of the committee by the president. So I feel right now where we are, the new funding model is very good if the implementations of the report that was released yesterday are done, as the PS of education, of higher learning education, and the CS Migos Ogamba did advise that they will implement it by 1st of September 2025. I hope they do it, and if they do it, I know education will take a drastic shape, a new future for Kenyans who are experiencing tertiary level of education like TVET, universities, and I feel even the parents will get a little bit of a breather for them, because when you look how the funding model was before these deliberations was done, it was really a pain in the back for our parents, and maybe if you don't have parents, God forbid, we are sorry, the sponsors who are sponsoring you. I feel it has been a very stumbling block for a lot of people to pay those fees.
How sure are you, being now a member of the committee that was elected or was appointed by the president, to go look deep into it about the new education funding model? How sure are you that report will be implemented? Because in Kenya, I'm asking this in reference to the 2010 constitution, we have not fully implemented it.
Yes.
There are other clauses that are not yet working, are not brought to work. Look at the issue of NADCO. I know you are well informed with that.
Yes.
It has not been fully implemented.
Yes.
The opposition have been calling for it.
Yes.
So we normally have a good time while appointing a committee that is going to look into this matter and file a report.
Yes.
And of course, they bring it to the table. These are the findings. But now the problem with my country comes at the implementation time. So having set a date, I believe like you will be here. But now, how sure are you?
I'm fully certain that His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, the 5th Daktari William Samoei Ruto, will make sure the the report is implemented. I have full belief in the president and with his love for education, and because he always says that he came from a humble background, and for him to be where he is, I know it is education that has made him who he is. He is not from the dynasty. If you remember his campaigns back then, before the elections, he used to campaign by saying they are the hustlers and then there is dynasties. So His Excellency, the president, never came from the dynasty family. So I believe education will play a very critical role in this one, in implementing this report. I just want to add by saying, Nelson Mandela once said that education, the late Nelson Mandela, the president of South Africa, he once said that education is the only equalizer in the society.
True.
So that was what made William Ruto where he is right now. And I'm very certain for sure, even if you read the Kenya Kwanza agenda during their campaigns before the general elections, it was to bring a new funding model that is student-centered. So I know and I'm certain the president will implement these new funding model resolutions so that he can achieve one of the many achievements of his agenda in this.
Looking back, Mr. Ira,
Yes.
we've had an education system looking from when the former president, that is Kibaki,
Yes.
took over the office. People say, and he's been called for when we say about the free primary education, and of course at some point high school, the cost came down. Moving from that form of education, and of course at the university level, having those differences, what do you think is so special about this in an in-depth analysis? Also, what do you think is so special about the new educational funding model?
Okay. Thank you. That question, I would just like to revert a little bit back to history, because you have brought the predecessor, His Excellency
Mwai Kibaki.
Uhuru Kenyatta,
Right.
and Mwai Kibaki after. So there was a system that was called the DUC. That is the differentiated unit cost. That was the funding model that was being used by former students. That is before boom. So this DUC, when it was introduced, the main objective of the DUC was the student or the household, that is parents and sponsors, they were to pay 20% of the fee.
True.
And then the government and scholarship, government, that is scholarship and loans, were to cater for 80%. But we find that this thing have been somehow smeared with a cake. It is a stone that had been smeared with a cake. So we see it is so creamy at the top, but inside it is just a stone. Why am I saying this? When the government implemented the DUC, they did not honor the agreement of releasing the 80% capitation to the institutions. So institutions felt like collapsing because of lack of capitations, because you are paying a little fee that cannot even run operations of the school. They cannot even pay the staffs. So you find that institutions went into a state of insolvent where they had a lot of debt crisis. So this is where President William Ruto came in. When he came in, he brought the new funding model. And we have to notice that before he brought the new funding model, he called all the VCs on board. But what did the VC, the vice chancellors of institutions, say? That, President, what we are seeing is that tuongeze fee ya university. That is what they did. The vice chancellors decided waongeze fee. So kama fee iliongezwa, the president, I feel, to my understanding, it was misadvised by the vice chancellors kuongeza fee, because the president now was introducing the new funding model. So this new funding model was introduced so that mashule zisianguke. Shule kama yangu, the University of Nairobi, iko na deni ya 13 billion Kenyan shillings. Hiyo ni pesa mingi sana. Sahii nikiwa na 1 billion naweza acha kazi juu naweza ikula hadi nikufe. So 13 billion is a hefty money. Shule hati yezi fanya its research purposes with ease. Haiwezi fanya academic programs zake, staff hawezi lipwa, subordinate staff hawezi lipwa. So it means the school cannot operate. So this is when Ruto came in, because vice chancellors walienda huko misadvise, akaongeza fee. Kuongeza fee, students wakakataa. That's why we were on the streets. I was among the people who were on the streets at that time when the fee was up there. Education arts, which I'm doing, was paying 230,000 shillings. A course like medicine was around whooping 720,000. A course like engineering was almost hitting 500. It was above 500,000. So law was 400 and something thousand per semester. So those numbers are crazy. If you tell a peasant son of a farmer 400,000, na hiyo ndo kitu hata kwanza amekula tangu azaliwe. Babako tangu azaliwe ni kama hata amekula hiyo 400,000
lifestyle consumption.
Yeah. So hiyo we saw as if tunaumizwa. So we went on the streets, we rioted, and the government came on board, and it did listen to us, because as student leaders, what we did advise was hatuwezi piga kelele tu, bali tupige kelele tukiwa na suluhisho. So there is where, if you are a leader, you stand up. We received a lot of criticism. They said venye sisi ni tunakula na serikali, tumenunuliwa, ni matope zote. But as a leader, you take those ones, you take them as blessings, because you know, I'm going to work for these people and deliver this. So when we were called by the government to revise this funding model, why imeongezwa ikakuwa hivyo crazy figures, we did sit down, compared notes, we did a lot of research, tukaangalia other universities, or even outside the country, how have they been funding their education system, their programs, how have they been doing their fundings. We tend to look at even, just to say a few, we looked at Dar es Salaam, we looked at the University of Cape Town in Pretoria, we looked at a certain university in Bellville in South Africa. We looked at our jirani ya Museveni, Makerere University. So we did a lot of research for us to come up with this reduced fee of 40% from where it was uko juu. Because right now, for education, you see, for someone per semester is going to pay, but for education arts, it's around 7,225 to around 30,110. So it is the institution that is going to decide in that scale, in that range, how much should they charge per semester. They should not exceed it, and they should not come low it. So we are really happy for the submission. And just to add on the little thing that is making the difference between the old one, old funding model, that is the DUC, and this new funding model, the NFM. The other thing that is critical that was not discussed in the DUC, that is in this new funding model, is this MTI. This means testing instrument. This one yenye inatumiwa na watu wa SHA, na hata sasa tunaitumia huko kwa educational funding model. Hii ya kuangalia uko na pesa kiasi gani. Kwa nyumba yako unakunywa na chupa ya glass, unakunywa na kikombe ya glass ama ya plastic. So this one brings how uko na pesa, uko na KRA pin, how much do you store in your bank, how much returns do you file. So this MTI system, I feel like it is going to be a very critical turnaround in the funding system of education. And I really feel that with the government and the proposals that we did submit on how these MTI should be discussed in detail, should be really, really looked into detail on a scale of 1 to 10, how it should work. I feel people will be banded correctly, because you understand in this new funding model, we have band 1, band 2, band 3, band 4, and band 5. So I feel with this MTI system being really, really looked into, there will be a very turnaround into banding, where a child of a farmer, because my dad is a farmer, a child of a farmer will be placed in band 1 because he deserved to be in band 1. A child of a cabinet secretary or a principal secretary of education or a child of a director in a county level should be placed in band 5 because he deserves to pay that money, because this funding model, it is student centered. How much does your parent, how much income does your parent have?
Don't you feel like that is intruding personal life?
Yes.
Because I might be, for example, we normally like to use the Atuli kwa mfano. Let me say I'm a Atuli of this Kenya, and I have all those names and tags everywhere. But the little that I have in my pocket has a plan. It is not only my immediate student or son that I'm taking care of. I'm taking care of another 10. We have those students that are being helped by sponsors under some program initiatives. So I don't know how about this. Like, mimi nalipiwa school fees, let's say with the Nairobi governor. He is not my father, neither my neighbor, but I'm just being on a help mode. Am I also going to be attached to that band 1, band 2? Judged by those bands?
No. So there is where this MTI parameter comes in. This is why I'm saying that there is a scale of how people will be rated. If, for example, you have said that you are being paid for a school fee by someone like Johnson, His Excellency, my friend Johnson Sakaja, the governor. If Honorable Johnson Sakaja is paying for your fee, that is sponsorship. So you are being sponsored. The MTI report, we will need your parents' income, which is low, yes, and then we will need that sponsor will be included. The sponsor will be considered, but it won't affect you to get yourself in band 5, which is the band for the rich, I can say, those who made it. The band for the people with old money, not forex money. Yes. So I think that MTI will really, really play a very critical role in discussing that.
From where, just a quick one, from where you sit, from that angle you sit,
yes,
we look at it as a comrade and you look at it as a member of that committee. Are you sure and are you sober that the report will be accepted by the comrades now, not even the public?
I would like to be,
because they're the one who will also file a report and of no confidence and say like we okay, the report is good, but there are some other clauses that we are not in line with them.
Okay. Yes, I would like to beseech my fellow comrades that there is a time for everything. Tumepinga sana, but it's about time pia comrades tutoke kwa shallow news and headlines tufanye research kidogo, because it is our duty as comrades. Sisi wenye tumeenda shule, I cannot reach to your village to educate your step father or stepmother who is supposed to admit a student at the university. But you as a comrade who has gotten an opportunity to be admitted in the University of Nairobi, Technical University of Kenya or Kenyatta, any university in the country, Masinde Buliro, if you have got an opportunity to be at the top, stop acting like a person who is at the bottom. You are a person who should now bring solutions. You should now take time, read this report, and advise accordingly. It is now the duty of comrades collectively to accept this report. We own it, because I'm very happy that even the continuing students, this report will affect them, in that if you are paying those crazy fees and you had joined, you will start paying this new fee reduction amount. So it means even you are having a waiver. So it's about time now we do civic education at personal level to our parents, because I feel if you are a comrade who had gotten an opportunity to be at the university level, it is now your duty to break the culture of scarcity of mindset. Sorry to say that, but it is
just accept that there is growth.
Yes,
and diversity.
Yeah. And you take it back to your villages, back to your households, and we bring people who are like-minded and people who are bookworm, in short, even if you didn't go to school. I know my mother right now, I'm always calling her and telling her some one or two things, and she always laughs and tells me, yeah, it's because I took you to the university. That's why you are telling me that, because I tend to tell him one or two things. Yes. So it's our duty now as
to take back the education,
yes,
the civic education, and enlighten the society.
We can't wait for the government.
Tell them it is 21st century.
Yes.
It is no longer 20th century.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comment section, what do you think about the new educational funding model? And that has been the discussion in the previous months. Of course, you remember, since its launching, it has received a number of backlashes. And of course, the president, through the Minister of Education, had to find the way and the best way to go and have a new analysis about it and a new findings about it. And of course, talking to Bwana Solomon Aira, being the member of that committee that was selected to go and have a deep analysis about it, we are best assured that we are speaking to the right person this evening as we wait for that report. As he has said, he had already promised us that on 1st September, the report will be out. So it is us, comrades, to wait and see what's good in it, what's bad in it. Amesema, let us embrace growth and diversity. We are living in 21st century. The education, the way our foe got this education is not the way.
Yes.
Because I had Sifuna the other day, sorry, just to jump into politics a little, but I had Sifuna in Kakamega saying like during their day, they used to pay 6,000 shillings per semester and for all. But right now, students are paying around 40,000. And I was like, even if a bread was going for 3 bob, it's no longer going for 3 bob. It's now even 70 shillings.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I tend to accept with you on the issue of being enlightened and accepting that there need to be a change as the world keeps on growing. That is it. Now to the next discussion, of course, the issue of leadership. Youth now having qualified in different institutions tend to find that networking, unasikia fulani, mimi najua nani, and of course, you said earlier on, manage the expectations. Some fail to manage the expectations, they end up in depression, and of course, I will not be afraid to say this. Some wanaitwa watu wa mkono. So when the person with power wants this, anakutuma wewe. How do you feel about this? Now, speaking from a perspective where you sit as a person who's still under the system, and of course, joining up with the other world.
Thank you. What is my stand on that is just as you have said it right, that people jumping outside the student leadership into the outside world where there is now reality, they tend to be watu wa mkono. My advice is yes, you have to start from somewhere. even business, for you to start a business, for it to grow, you sometimes start as a retailer and later grow into a supplier. So what I want to tell my fellow student leaders is, what we do is, can we try, and hata kama we ni mtu wa mkono, because sometimes being mtu wa mkono you tend to learn a lot. Hata kama we ni mtu wa mkono, unataka kukaa mtu wa mkono forever,
hata kwa mjengo ule mkono wangana upgrade. Akienda ushago anakuwa fundi.
You blend it. Ukienda ushago unakuwa fundi. Usikuje Nairobi ukue tu mtu wa mkono, ukirudi nyumbani bado we unatembea tu na wale wanasiasa bado. We ni mtu wa mkono wa MCA wa nyumbani. Sometimes we MCA, I'm sorry to say, most MCAs back at home there, sometimes his educational level is not that much with you. But yes, unaweza kuwa mtu wa mkono wake nyumbani. I don't walk away from that. But if he is not doing things the right way, na we umekuja hadi huku juu, umekuwa student leader, umetembea na hawa viongozi hapa kwa town, umeona vitu mzuri, can you go back home there and make some changes? If through that MCA, if he cannot, then you are the one. Step up. That's why naona kila comrades every day when I'm viewing status, even Facebook, pia nikiangalia hata na Twitter, youths kila mahali ni MCA, nataka kukuwa MCA. So it means we have seen something. But will they make it? Because hatuwezi kuwa MCA kwa Twitter. Ground is very hostile.
It's true.
So let us be watu wa mkono, but know what you want. Always eye the ball. Your eyes should always be at the prize. Hata kama ni nini, your eyes should always be at the prize. I just take this like a Manchester derby. It is a very noisy environment in Manchester. But still, players, their eyes is on the ball. So hata kama nini inafanyika sahi, mtu atakuita, we siku hizi unakimbia na yule mwanasiasa kila mahali, I don't want to use those terms wanatumia. You are massaging his shoulders and everything. Those ones, hizo. So hizo vitu kama hizo. So we unapata like, you know what you want. At the end of the day, even it is this politician, of the work ethic you are putting, atakwambia bwana, si wache niende MP alafu wewe ukuwe PA, ama ukuwe chairman umanage bursary, ama ukuje hapo kwa ofisi ufanye kazi. Because at the end of the day, we cannot all be MPs. Some must be employed under the MPs. But the goal is, hata kama hujakuwa kiongozi, will you get something to hang on as you work towards being the kiongozi? Because many are going to contest, many are going to lose. But where will you go after that? So, yeah.
Do we say we should just call things as they are? The aspect of poverty. You have been in the institution as a young leader, and of course, inafika mahali, let's say it's Vincent. Mifika mahali, right now, I'm in connection with some people who have money. Let's say the MCAs, of course, labda the PSS and whatever. Sometimes we tend to give our dreams to them just because they have offered us a little. To be with them, to hang around with them, and then we forget about the bigger dream. I'm talking this, or I'm asking this in reflection to what happened last year. We had the Gen Z movement all over the country. But to those who are like still affronting the idea of a revolution and whatever, were handpicked. I'll not fear to say like Makoure. Kebaso has been here. Other good leaders, young leaders, of course. Do we just tend to assume like the enemy is poverty? We might have good leadership ambitions, but as long as we get some little money, we divert. We want to become bosses at the young age?
Yes. You have really asked a very good question and talked about some controversial names like Marco Ure and Morara Kebaso. I don't want to talk about them so much because I was in the streets with Marco Ure because that time I was in student leadership. I was in the streets even when Morara Kebaso was arrested, and then he was in archives. I was there in the streets.
Yes.
But to start with Morara Kebaso, I understand after a while he said that he is stepping out of politics. And he want to focus on business. Yes, we are living in a democratic country, and we respect the rule of law. And you just said something about the constitution, which is the constitution of 2010. We really respect the rule of law, so we respect someone's decision to step out of politics. What I feel are the flaws of Morara Kebaso is he really left a lot of youths hanging somewhere, embedded, some low-hanging fruits, which people will just unpick. Because he formed a party, a lot of people bought the dream, a lot of youths bought the idea, maybe fronted him as the next president, which I really laughed at, which was too ambitious, that is. But Morara Kebaso, after a while, he decided to think about himself, and he left the youths with all the inject party and everything that he had formed. So I feel like Morara Kebaso just did the right thing for him, because it is a personal decision that he did choose. I can't slam him because even me, if I get pushed to the wall that I need to make a personal decision around my personal life, you will choose yourself. You can't wear yourself out for people, because when you wear yourself out, they will laugh you. If things goes haywire, they will laugh you. Marco Ure, he seized an opportunity and took it, and made. I want to say I really like him in a way, because he saw an opportunity as a politician, even if he was not a politician, but the advisors around him, those who molded him, he took it, walked away with it. And right now, where he is, I think what now he should do, because he has already made it there, it is about time now to think about the youths. Because I had rumors of him being a nominated senator representing the youths after he has come back from the United States. He will be so. I had rumors he will be. I don't know if they are true.
But just there, the internet will not forget.
Yes.
You've said through appointment, a nominated senator, right?
Yes.
He will be in the office.
Yes.
But now, how do you think about the hostility the internet has been of late? Because for Kebaso to come back and say like he's now fully committed to politics, he will have to again erase the internet sensation of how he collected funds from Kenyans, reached where he wanted, and started saying like, those who helped me and want their money, DM your numbers. Kasmo has been with us. Tumekimbia pale Nairobi last year. Different mandamano we have planned through online, Twitter, here and there. You said, well, like you like him in some way. He seized out an opportunity that did not come to many, or it came to many, but he utilized it.
Yes.
Sindio?
Yes.
He did not want to remain with us. Because the torch was on him, he decided to utilize the opportunity. Kasmol stands somewhere on a certain podium and convince Kenyan youth that I want you people to vote for me.
Yes, he can, depending on how he writes his name on the books after becoming a nominated senator, if he becomes one. which I want him to be. Because he's a youth, we have to pray for our youths and always show a goodwill for them. If let me start with let me just speak about Makoure first, because I'm on him. If Makoure becomes a senator and he plays his cards right, because this is politics, he comes back to the youths and tells them, mimi niliona mko leaderless, mko sijui genziless, sijui nini. It is politics. He can craft his ways. In politics, there is a way you can camouflage and come back and blend with the youths. He has a chance. He has a shot. Because this is an opportunity he can use, and it is a very good opportunity. If the party leader, His Excellency Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister, has a hand in this, he has really did that man thumbs up. Because this is an opportunity not for him to now gain ego, but this is a real test for him. For him now to build himself now politically, because after that nomination, what next for him? An election, 2027. So if he really wants to make it into the political arena of where he can be elected, because I'm seeing a lot of posts in Nairobi are going vacant because people are hiding some other things, he should use this opportunity to come back to the youths, mobilize the youths, and the youths are very loving people. It is just that Kasmuel had nothing at that time. So alienda kutafuta. Ametafuta pesa na ataipata. Akiingia pale kwenye seneti, hata salary najua atakuja kugawia youths, anaweza lipia wengine fee, anaweza saidia mama mboga. He has a lot to help and maybe lift some people along, because akiwa senate lazima kuwe na secretary, lazima kuwe na PA, lazima kuwe na driver, security. Hizo akileta youths ndani, is now going to bringing youths, because now he is attractive, he has the money, he is a spark now, so he can come back and be appealing to the youths. And I'm telling you, he can go far if he does his maths right and plays his cards right in this Kenyan politics of right now. Just to say, I hope he doesn't become too ambitious also and get egocentric when he gets there. Yes.
They also said
okay, sorry. So on Morara Kebaso, mi naona tu aendelee kuuza viti.
Why do you feel so?
Asirudi. Ule ni total betrayer. Yeye tu aendelee kuuza viti. What I feel Morara Kebaso did is, uwezi tuambia tunakuchangia. Hata mimi nilichanga 100 by the way. Since through my girlfriend's number though. So tulichanga, tukakuaminia, we made you who you are.
Believed the dream.
We believed the dream, walked the talk, and then you want to abandon people by thinking about yourself as one person. All of a sudden, even youth started dreaming of getting into power with the inject party tickets, because a lot of youth could have flocked with that ticket on the ground. But who is Morara Kebaso? Just gone, never thought of anyone. He just thought about himself. Yeye naye aendelee tu kuuza viti.
Yeye naye aendelee kuuza viti. Mtazamaji, tell us where you're watching us this evening from, and of course tell us your experience on the issue of this young youth being involved into the higher seats. Of course, many are led by their stomach, of course, we'll say it as it is, and many, of course, are ambitious to have that capacity to transform Kenya to the vision 2030 that was started by our former president, His Excellency Mwai Kibaki, rest in peace. So tell us, what do you think about this? Having talked about the education funding model, of course, tell us about this that affects young leaders. Tunasema tunaandamana, we are leaderless, but of course, there are those frontiers. At some point, they are caught up, they remember their problems, and of course, what does it happen? They leave us. tongue wagging, not able to know what we are supposed to do in the next step. So tuambie bana, I'll be getting your comments live. Remember, you can have us a call this evening at 0794 599879. And if you are out of this of the Republic, of course, beyond borders, start with +254 794 599 879. Call us directly and we'll pick your call. You will talk to us, and of course our guest Bwana Solomon Ira will have his word on whatever you will want to know. So feel free this evening to have and participate in this discussion. And of course, Bwana Ira, having talked about that now, we have also seen on the streets now, that is maybe, allow me say, I'm not trying to bring the margin, but we were talking about the airlight side of it.
Yes.
Those people who are wamesoma, they know what is leadership. Rara Kibaso knows it. Kasmol Makaora, amongst other. But of course, the Jacaranda Bunge la Mwananchi.
Yes.
I know you are a follower of it.
Yes.
Even if you don't follow it every day, you get some clips about it.
Yes, I do.
Unapata mtu kama Gaucho ama Moshwa Nawa, they have been preaching anti-government, criticizing everything that has been happening in the government. All of a sudden, the government looks like it has now just come from heaven to earth. Angel. Is the enemy poverty or access to power? I'm asking again.
Both. Yes, because people like Gaucho, Gaucho is a politician because if you understand, he has vied for MCA even with an ODM ticket.
Yes, but he did not make it.
But he did not win. So someone like Gaucho is a politician who has been on the field. He is a man who even is the one who who came up with the Bunge la Wananchi thing, because he used to call himself the ghetto president and all that. You know his history. So before broad-based, I just want to bring the broad-based perspective in that argument, if you allow me. Before broad-based, we had the strong opposition and the government, the KK government. This one is this other one of right now. I hope you will ask me a question later. It is not opposition. I don't know how So we had the strong opposition, the real opposition, constitutionally the real opposition, and the KK government at that time. There was a faction who pro the opposition of the former Prime Minister Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, and most of his followers were the people who were in Bunge la Wananchi. People like Gaucho being the president of the ghetto.
Yes.
He preaches Baba everywhere he goes, and Mama Ida Odinga. So people like Omoshwa Nawa, they were arrested, tortured during those times before Baba came into broad-based government. So me what I understand is in politics there is a time to make noise, and there is also a time to now listen and look into how are things happening now. Because before broad-based, I feel somebody like Gaucho had no access to the government. Somebody like Omoshwa now couldn't even greet the president on top of a SUV Lexus 600. So these things they come in handy, because I feel when Raila jumped into the government, joined the government to help it, because we could not have a government by now. We could have had that thing of Burkina Faso that is being hyped by everyone, a military-based country, which you can't be ruled by guns. So I think Baba Raila Amolo Odinga did the right thing to come into the government. So when he came into the government, there is some 2 or 3 things that now he did enlighten his followers on what is it that is happening. We have found bad things, yes, it is bad. We really knew the status is bad. But what can we do? This, and this. Let us bring the experts in. Let us see if we can work things out around it. Because, not to say, people had D's and CSS. that one from Mombasa. I don't want to mention the name. Even he could not construct a full statement in English, and is a CS. So I think Baba saw these things, and came in and blended the government, made things now to run, and where there were problems, he tried to fix it, though not 100%, but no human is perfect. So I feel Gaucho and the likes of Omoshwa now, even me, if I have my followers, wherever I go, they go with me. So you just have to follow your king. You just have to follow your king and know and sit at a point that you believe in him, you believe in his ideologies, and knowing that whatever he does is what is good for you, because right now whatever Raila does is good for the likes of Gaucho. Omoshwa now siku hizi anaenda hadi Isili kununua suti. Yes, vitu zenye angeweza, ananyoa hadi kwa kinyozi expensive, such like things angeweza kufanya. Angekuwa anafinywa sahi Makende huko pali fulani juu anapinga government. So such like things give the opposition to get into broad-based and give a chance to their people, because everyone is striving to be in this government. Even the Wamunyoro merchant is struggling to come back into government. It is just that he cannot. Aliharibu yote. So everyone in the country always struggles to be in the government. Whether you have money or you don't, whether it is poverty or power, everyone always struggles to be in the government so that you can get a share of your, of the development of funds.
But Ira, allow me cut you. Accept a little.
Yes.
When let me say I'm Moshwa now or I'm Gaucho, whichever it is. When I'm selling this agenda, like trying to have that bunge la mwananchi, enlightening people, giving them civic education that the government is not doing. And of course, it doesn't matter from which direction am I doing it. But now it matters most when I'm doing it anti-government wise. Najaribu kuambia hii sha imekuja. These are the effects. What is the main reason to why we do not just upgrade and do some little changes and still call it NHIF, but now brought the new name? Understand? But now when I am in line, I can now greet the president on top of vehicle. I'm now changing the narrative. It is doing. You have lost the million of believers behind you who were like, Omosha anaongea kitu kweli. Mr. Ira is preaching what I want to hear. It is not working. People have died. What's so good with being in the government? Being in access to power that changes everything to look beautiful.
Not everything. You understand how the government works, even if you don't understand it fully, but at least you have the gist of how things are run. You understand that sometimes it is not how we think, because as a common mwananchi like me, I always think the government has money, something that people preach. Even I saw the professors of WASU, the WASU leadership.
Yes.
I saw them preaching how the government has money.
But the government has money. We will not define that. 20 million on a one Sunday, living in one church. Where does that money come from? We know your salary.
Okay, let me tell you. I'm not doing any job right now. I'm jobless.
Yes.
Let me tell you. But when I go to church, I don't want to speak about the money that I give as a giving, but I go to church every Sunday. I have to give a certain amount. But it is above my pay grade, the amount that I'm giving. I'm a jobless person. So when Ruto gives 20 million, he's just a man of faith who gives out money. Like it is a tithe for him. Ruto amekaa kwa serikali tangu lini? Zile mapicha zake tangu akipigania agriculture, tangu akiuza mayai, hadi sahi, the man has money.
He has money.
And he's a generous man.
Why give it to one church and not pay even for 20,000 people's share? So that for 2 months they can now enjoy their 2 months of free medical attention.
So that's why I would like to say it is the work of the advisors, the likes of David Ndii. It is their work now to step up and talk with the president, because we cannot do the president cannot employ you to advise him and you are not doing your job. So I think the 19 or if I'm not wrong, I don't know if 19 or 17 advisors of the president, I don't know if that is the correct number of them. It is their time now to step up, and such like petitions they should be putting on the table wherever they sit with His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto, because I understand the president will listen to such like grievances. If why pay 20 million on a church if you can just, the way you have said, pay for SHA or build a school up there in Northeastern, see a way of...
I was talking to a friend of mine from Lodwar.
Yes.
She told me like there's no electricity since USAID withdrew their services. And of course, we are having one church. How much will it cost the government to install the power cables, the poles, electricity poles in Lodwar, in just within a sub-county, of course? Less than that amount.
Yes, less than that. So that's why we really like, I would really like to say that everyone should do his job. If you are appointed a CS or a PS or a director of a certain department and you are not doing your job in a state department, it is the president who will get the blow. So what I will advise right now is the president is remaining with the 2 more years, right? Amebaki na Christmas mbili.
Yes.
So with the easy Christmas mbili, let those who he did appoint and those who are appointed in jobs, administered even before the president, can they now work collectively to see, like you have just said something about electricity? I know our expert is there, Opio Wandai. Opio Wandai is such like things, those are things that they can look into as the minister, the cabinet secretary for energy. Those are things that they should have meetings and sit down and see how they can be, they can be heard under. Even before we get to Opio Wandai, who is the MCA of that area? Who is the MP of that area? Who is the senator of that area? Who is the governor of that area in Northeastern, where there is no electricity and he is not speaking out? So sometimes you have seen, now I'm from William Ruto. I went to Wandai, I just left him. I've now turned to our leaders in the grassroots level. Because there is no way somebody like, speaking about energy, the cabinet secretary of energy, Opio Wandai, will take Lodwar into consideration if that news have not reached his office in Upper Hill. He will not. But if the MCA takes the initiative of taking that news to the MP, sharing it in the floors of the county assembly, pitching it to the governor, senator bringing it here in Senate, obvious Wandai will act on it.
Then by saying that, you're trying to raise another question that it is not necessary for this, but it tends like to go, we are having these experts working in the government, but they don't understand their docket. Who doesn't know what USAID was doing before they withdrew their services? For the sake of Ministry of Education, they might be knowing.
Yes.
The minister needs to understand like they were doing this, and now that they are not in existence, how are we curbing that space? For the sake of health, they were bringing us hizo madawa za kusaidia kupunguza makali ya virusi vya ukimwi. Sasa kwa sababu wamejiondoa, we need money to buy this.
Yes.
And of course, for the sake of energy and whatever it is, Opio Wandai, I am sure that he understands the role of USAID that has been playing in that docket. Kuna World Bank electricity mashinani zinaenda. When they withdraw from that program, the minister needs to know. He knows. So who doesn't know about USAID? Nobody.
Yes.
Tunajua like in that ministry walikuwa wanapeleka stima mashinani to some areas. And now that they went, you can't tell us like he's not aware.
Yes. I know he's aware, maybe. But I'm a staunch Christian. It is written in the Bible that remind them even if they know.
So, Mr. Ira, you're trying to tell us like we should just stay reminding the cabinets and the experts. I wanted to ask you a certain question. Like, for example, my former governor, that is Wycliffe Ambetho Oparanya. So
Yes.
he was against the issue of hustler fund. He really told people, don't pay that thing. How all of a sudden did he just come like he's being appointed in the same docket of SME and is now like, we are coming for you people. Let us just call these things as they are.
Yes.
I'm trying just to be very honest with the reality on papers.
Yes.
There is no way the government will be bad while you are out. Becomes good while you're in.
Yes.
Let us move away from that. Now the issue of a broad-based government.
Yes.
How conscious was Raila Amolo Odinga, the former prime minister of the Republic of Kenya,
Yes.
very ready, yes, to ease the tension in Kenya, but now join hands with the government that he had rebuked on different occasions, different podiums, saying like, ni wauaji. And under his watch, the same happened this year. Where is the former teacher, the former comrade, Ule Ojwang?
Yes.
Down.
I was even in his burial.
Yes. Yeah. So why should you stay in a marriage that you know it is toxic? Now this is a general question. It's not all about you. It's just a general question because from the angle you're talking to us, I tend to get you so clearly.
Yes.
Yes.
It is okay. Talking about broad-based government and all the things that have come about on this broad-based setup. When Baba came into broad-based government, what I know is Baba came in because for everything to work, we were in dire need of a country. For everything in this our country, for us to have that constitution, we have to have a country. Because once we deployed coup, who was going to become the president? Rigathi Gachagua. Once we kicked out the president, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto was Gen Z's, who was going to become the president? Rigathi Gachagua. The deputy was going to step up. And you have seen that man, a very arrogant young man. I don't want to talk much about Rigathi, but I can describe him as a political with a bamnumum, a lot of chunk of hussy lies and, and all those sorts of things and sympathy, which it is not a politics that we do now. So Rigathi was never an option. So me, I really appreciate the advisors of Baba who sat with him down and advised him that after everything that is happening, we know the government is in a bad state.
Yes.
Which I can say, people said, we said, all of us, that the president is bad. But His Excellency, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga sat down and, they talked with these advisors and saw the need of joining the government so that we could have a country. Because Baba coming into the government stabilized the country.
Of course.
It was like a grease on the wheels. It made things to move. So us having a country, it is what His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua did not want because he was hungry for power. He came for it too soon. As a politician, Pierre, you should learn the art of putting your interest at the back, not at the front. Because when Rigathi Gachagua released a press statement 30 minutes after His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, I knew he was cooked. In Italy, in Greek, they say ab initio. He was cooked in the beginning. I had no more to say about him because I felt he's already home. He had a knife on his neck, cutting himself, or a rope in a cell, hanging himself. Because how can you do that after your master released a press statement? So me, I felt like Rigathi came so soon. He really exploded so soon without making good calculations. And him rising to power, being the president, I think Kenya would be right now in a state of imbroglio, in a state of, we could be dissolutions. We could not even understand which country we are in, because you have watched his clips, how he speaks. he speaks selfishly and is a leader who only thinks about himself. And if someone can say that if election is rigged, 2027 will be like a Christmas party, that is someone who I feel like even he doesn't regard the life of the Kenyan citizen as a leader, something that you should stand with at first. So when Baba came in, these are the flaws that Baba, I think the advisors of Baba saw in this man Rigathi Gachagua, because if he could be someone to be trusted with a leadership position, why not? I think Baba would have supported him. But Baba trusted William Ruto because he knew William Ruto is a leader and they have worked together
previously.
Yeah. So there are people who have a lot of understanding with each other. They know each other in and out. So Baba coming in and helping William Samoei Ruto stabilized a lot of things. And so far this broad-based, it is doing quite well. Quite well.
Why is Secretary General ODM Sifuna backing?
Sifuna is the Secretary General of ODM and is the spokesman of ODM, and I understand he speaks the mind of the party, as it has already been said by His Excellency Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. So even if Sifuna speaks the mind of the party, it is his democratic right to express his understanding of the government, because you just saw the other day, 2 days after that interview on Citizen, he was there reading how the government is they are in government, they are working with the government. So me, I just want to tell someone like Edwin Sifuna that in times of crisis, neutrality is reserved for the best. Is reserved best for those people in hell.
Yes.
So let him have a stand. You cannot talk bad about the government in a TV interview, but when you are with Baba Raila Amolo Odinga standing next to you, you are whooping praises to the government and giving them flowers. So yes. I think it is about time. I really admire Senator Edwin Sifuna. He's a very sharp leader, man with wisdom. So I think he should take stand, and I don't expect him to resign from the ODM party. Yes, I don't expect him to resign from the ODM party. Yes.
All right. Tell us in the comment section, Bana. Let me have this minute to read the comment, of course, and know what are your views this evening. And of course, remember, it's all about the space youth have to play in this leadership of the Republic of Kenya. And of course, we are including everything because Mr. Solomon Aira is the one that contains everything we are discussing this evening. So, wewe tuambie unatupata ukiwa wapi na matarajio yako bana kwa serikali ya sasa hivi ya Rais William Ruto ni happy vijana. Is poverty our main like ndo inaiba, yani umaskini unaiba ndoto zetu, ama ni kipi ambacho tunaweza tukajivunia? Joseph Ochola says Honorable Aira is a real comrade spirit. Thank you very much, Joseph Ochola. Musa Akungu says Wonyota. We are watching. I believe I got in that right?
Yes, Wonyota. Aira Wonyota.
All right.
The man with the star.
All right.
Yes.
Georgina Okoth says COG Aira Wonyota. COG?
Oh, sorry. I was the chairman, Council of Governors, University of Nairobi. Yes, so I was the Ombeta Oparanya of the University of Nairobi.
I get it.
Yes.
Nyongo Washington says Aira Wonyota. Dissect that wisdom more words Subanese. I believe I've read that clearly, right?
Yes.
Sam Justice Ochieng says Super COG Bana Wonyota Suba constituency Wabiro 2027 bunge 2 terms. I tend to get those messages so clear as they are. Talk to us, make us a direct call on 07 9459. Piga simu bana, ongea na kiongozi Honorable Solomon Aira. Na nyinyi mmesema ni one nyota. So when he comes here at Mofo TV many a times in the next sittings, tutakuwa tunamuita one nyota. Right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now I have only 2 discussions as we finalize this. Bwana Aira, we have had young leaders, even if they are not young according to age, but they carry the ambitions of youth in the parliament now. Number 1, we have had the most admired, that is Babu Owino,
Yes.
a former comrade,
Yes.
and of course now Embakasi MP.
Yes.
We have had the likes of Jalango. We have had the likes of Kigeugeu hitmaker Jaguar
Jaguar, yeah.
in the previous parliament. So we have had these youthful ideas being carried by this member of parliament. Just to mention a few names that I've mentioned, of course. But wakifika parliament, nothing exists. There is nothing like they preach to us, but they are going to do oppositely. I tend to understand some little wisdom from Jalango, that is a member of parliament, Langata. Alisema like there are some other discussions that are centered region-wise. Kama like let's say sugarcane in Nyanza. You cannot find a member from Mombasa coming to discuss in the committee of sugarcane from Nyanza region. Or maybe kahawa from Mount Kenya. A member from Western will just sit at home. But now they are not presenting the ideas these youth want to listen to. We have had the standout in the Senate. Let me say I've seen Sifuna. In the parliament, I've seen the likes of Babu Owino. But we don't get the real representation of youthful ideas. As we just wait the likes of Kasmol Makaure to join maybe the parliament, whether it's Senate or whatever it is.
Yes.
What do you think is the main reason that objects these youthful ideas from prospering in the national parliament and of course in the Senate? Because we have young leaders like Nyamu.
Yes.
Very young.
I think it is about time that what we are praying for is maybe we make it to those seats, because we have seen most of the leaders in parliament who are youths are not representing youths. They tend to go there and start dining with others and forget about us. But the MP is doing very recommendable job. You have just mentioned people like Sifuna,
Yes.
Babu Owino. They're doing a very recommendable job. So what I would like to say is that if they can't do it, then we have to do it. Us who are young and ambitious to go there and make changes. But my advice is, before we get there, can they challenge us that they can, they can change the narrative that we have already built on them? Because you understood what I said when I started, is that in politics you have to camouflage in a way. So can they twist the narrative of the perspective that the youths have branded them, that they don't listen to us, and they only see us as people for handouts. When you meet, you give them 200 shillings or 1,000 bob, and then you can't even have a sitting with them, have a cup of tea and listen to them. So can they push for bills that are pro youths? Things like bringing back kazi kwa vijana, that was there with His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Such like bills, are they there? There's the issue of online media. Are they supporting bills that are killing youths, like the taxation on online content? Such like things, are they supporting us during those moments? Because that is the time that the youths need these people. Are they supporting the creation of employment among the youths, maybe virtually or manually? Are they supporting the ideas of, why are they not presenting the ideas of ejecting the old politicians and the old machineries in top offices and proposing youths to take these slots? Because these people of late, these old people, they can't even work in these offices. They are tired already. So are they proposing us to occupy those offices and maybe assist? Because when a youth is there, what I always understand, a lot of comrades benefits at the end of the day. So are they proposing us to be, the youths and the comrades, to be lifted? What are the bills are they proposing for the girl child who are very young and they lack what they are doing? Are they respecting the 2/3 gender rules even in their offices? Their offices, not just not just in public offices, which they have to be audited to accrue the 2/3 gender rule. But what about their offices, their working relation? Do they respect the 2/3 gender rule? Are they giving the ladies and the youths, the small youths, the opportunity to join these offices? So those are my submissions on the same, which the likes of Babu Owino, Peter Salasia, Karen Nyamu, and Sifuna, even Oscar Sudi is a youth. There is many, Dindi Nyoro, Mkunji wa Gitonga. These people, can they work towards making youth feel better and represented? Because the reason why us as youths we are feeling we should be in parliament is because we are not seeing the representation. Yes.
As we just finalize this, it will be very unfair if we don't have a flash about as they call themselves, the loyal opposition. You've just said something. They don't qualify to be opposition because constitutionally,
yes,
my little understanding of the constitution, the person who wins the election becomes the government.
Yes.
And the second becomes automatically opposition. So the current loyal opposition, now if I try to put things clear, according to what I've just gotten from you, they are not
opposition,
the legal opposition.
Self-proclaimed opposition.
That is it.
Yes.
How do you think about the plan of Rigathi Gachagua, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa? Mention them. Do they have a plan ama watu hawana plan?
Hawana plan. Acha nianzie hapo. Yes. Because Rigathi Gachagua is likely looking like the best candidate in opposition. But Rigathi Gachagua cannot vie. Constitutionally, he was impeached. So he should wake up, relax, and inspect his brother's business that he was left, the inheritance that he inherited from his brother. He cannot vie. He cannot go anywhere. In this country, he cannot even be a sub-chief. Even a village elder. I don't know, but even a village elder, he cannot. Hata dio hawezi. The only thing he can do, hapo US pali yenye yako, aongee na watu wa Seattle, hiyo place amehostiwa, kama wanaweza mpea hata kachief ama kanini, akae huko. You coming back to the country is of no help, is of more harm than benefit. Because he is somebody who, yes, anatufurahisha akisema one term. Crowd mover, yes. He is a good orator. He's a good political orator. I can't downplay that, because I think that is even the reason why His Excellency William Samoei Ruto took him in as the deputy president. Because, there was a lot of discourse when the deputy president was being appointed in that regime, in that government. So Rigathi Gachagua, he is trying to feel like he can be a kingmaker of Mount Kenya region, which I don't know if it will go to play, because His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is not sleeping. He was in State House today. So that tells you there is a game that is already on play. If Rigathi Gachagua is not wise enough to cut off his trip in the United States, he will come back in Kenya and become a village, just like any other person. And to these other members, why I cannot give them much of attention. Someone like Kalonzo Musyoka, I know eventually will join the government. Yes.
Rest assured.
I know. Someone like Kalonzo Musyoka eventually will join the government.
Yeah.
That leaves us with Martha Karua. Martha Karua even could not even get a vote from his own backyard for Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. He could not even give us votes from his backyard, because if Martha Karua would have brought us votes right now, Baba Raila Amolo Odinga could be in power, and we could be enjoying the fruits of power as the ODM party. But we like it to us, and we appreciate Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. We are still enjoying power because we are in power. So Martha Karua can't do anything. He couldn't even mobilize his constituency, his village. I doubt even if her mother voted for him. So I don't know. Even I think he didn't vote for Baba Raila Amolo Odinga. So yes. So I don't expect I don't expect her to even vote for herself in these coming elections, because she will lose at the beginning. Or about Matiang'i. Matiang'i, I don't want to speak much about him because I'm already seeing Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta in government. It was today in State House. So the issue of Matiang'i, I think that one will be sorted on play. And who's remaining? Eugene Wamalwa. Eugene Wamalwa has dubbed Kenya. I don't want to speak ill about it, but Eugene Wamalwa can't even speak for himself in a rally. So who tells you he's going to mobilize people?
Hey, brother. All right.
Who tells you he's going to mobilize people?
Yeah.
To vote for someone who he might support. I'm seeing even him. He's trying to be ambitious, saying that he's a candidate for president. He should be even a secretary in that position. He should not even be given a microphone time, because Eugene Wamalwa can't do anything. Just to finalize, what I fear is, I have fears is Governor Natembeya. Yes, he's becoming a political bigwig in Western Nyanza. He's doing some good mobilization with his Tawe movement.
Yes.
I hope he wakes up, because maybe, I don't know, his funders, they will run dry when he will remain in the darkness. So how I feel, if you want good things to continue flowing in Trans Nzoia and the western part of Kenya, Oboni Halwale once said in Western that the late Kijana Wamalwa told him that he should respect those who came before him. What George Natembeya is doing is trying to degrade the likes of the Speaker Moses Wetangula and Madividi. Is trying to throw them just under the bus and ignoring them. I think as much as he's trying to look for a political mileage in Western and being the kingpin, he should, try and bring these two political bigwigs together so that they can have a work frame relationship.
Allow me intercept there.
Yes.
Because I tend to have a very deep understanding of what you're speaking also.
Yes.
You're talking about Natembeya pointed out at Prime Cabinet Secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi.
Yes.
And he told him, while William Samoei Ruto, now the president, was in high school, at the age of 28 years, Musalia Mudavadi was a minister. How does it happen? The same man who was in high school while you are a minister is now your boss.
Maybe.
I don't think that is degrading. That's a very, how do I call it?
Ruto was playing chess, and Musalia Mudavadi have been playing checkers in his political life the whole time. So that's why Ruto is up there. He's on the chessboard.
It's a discussion of another day.
Okay.
Another thing about Natembea, just the last one about Natembea.
Okay.
I know your time is also running. You look at it well. When President Ruto came on board, told these current Speaker of the National Assembly, that is Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi, break those parties. Let us join hands in doing work for the Western people and of course the whole country.
Yes.
The NC is not there right now.
Yes.
It joined the government. We have the Ford Kenya.
Yes. And
They are the two loyal leaders who refused
much.
to merge the two parties to speak one language. As Nyanza speaks one language of ODM, they could also speak one language of a certain party, join hands, become a movement. So when Natembea is doing this, I am not rooting for him, but I'm just putting out clearly, regardless of the party, he's trying to have the unity of the Western people. They can now go to Raila, Ruto, whichever, and seek, negotiate with numbers. Mudavadi, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, has not been able to do it. And now the question is, he has been given mandate to bring the Malava seat
Yes.
to the government.
Yes.
From where you sit, you are a national young leader. Musalia Mudavadi is a national leader. Do you think that is possible?
It's not possible because I've been engaging people from Malava. They are telling me they are going to cook the government. They are not. The government is not going to make it unless they come with a different framework on how they want to take that Malava seat. And just to say that Malava seat is going to speak a lot in the direction of Western politics. If the government doesn't clinch it, maybe a party from who is being supported by the other faction gets that seat, I feel it will be like a motivation to them, so that they they re-embark into more. It will give them like energy to make Western a block. But me, I don't. By the way, just to finalize on that, I don't. What Natembea is doing is a very good thing.
Yes.
I don't throw it under the bus. That's why I did throw some words to some leaders, but Natembea is doing a very good job in Western. He's a good leader because Kiminili is looking great, and since he came to power, and he's delivering on his mandates, the hospital and everything, the level, I don't know, 4, that was, I saw it. He's doing a very good job. So if he can manage to unite the Western Kenya and maybe bring the likes of Wetangula and Mudavadi, because I know they don't want to go down also in the space that they are in. So maybe Western, it's that time that Western people needs to sit down, in the likes of Tuoli, those big wigs of Western, to come and have maybe a dialogue and see a way. Halwali, I'm seeing, is making the noise against the government. It's a time now they come together and see what they can do, because the other senator, who is his name?
Cleophas Malala.
Yeah, I saw you donated him to Mount Kenya. So he's not a lawyer anymore. So such like people, you should bring them together, and then you people as the people of Western see, because you would need 2027 is going to be very harsh on you people if you say Bungoma, Ford Kenya, Trans Nzoia, Tawi, Vihiga, UDA, because UNC joined the government.
Yes.
And then Kakamega, ODM, but I'm seeing Halwale talking with Natembea of late. They are doing a lot of tea talking. Tawe might penetrate, and then Busia.
It's always ODM.
So it's always ODM. So I feel it's about time the Western people to sit down, or else in 2027 they will see dust. They won't be in government as they are beating their chest. Yes.
We have taken much of your time, Honorable Solomon Aira, but just maybe now to finalize,
Yes.
we've had the candid conversation that initially we could have splitted them and had the best, but we just had our whole package. You've said there is no legal opposition. Does Kenya has opposition right now?
No. Yes, we have the legal opposition in parliament that is headed by the majority leader, His Excellency Bwana Junet Mohamed. So yes, we have an opposition, and Junet is really doing a lot together with the minority whip, bad girl Millie Odhiambo. They are doing their work. They are they are cross-checking what the government is doing. And yes, that is their work. But these self-proclaimed student leaders call themselves opposition. I tend now to call them activists.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You've answered that question so clearly, and I think it's so schooly, because I've had people on set who are telling me ODM is still an opposition party, but you've answered it so well. We have opposition which is in government, very clearly.
Yes.
Thank you.
We want to check it from the inside.
Yeah.
You cannot check something if you are on the outside.
I think you're bringing it more far. You counter check the government from inside.
Yes.
Yeah, you have split this amount of money. You have taken this amount of money to the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
How is the transportation of that money?
Yes, Atandi is there.
How is that docket being handled? Anyway, I think.
How can you check something that you are not seeing?
I think we've answered that question more schooly, quote unquote, more schooly than even the Secretary General of the government has ever answered. Has ever answered that, and I know many people will accept, will agree with you that the government is being counter-checked from inside, as we can say. But there are more questions that I could have loved. I will continue this discussion, but I know in your capacity, you don't mind it is on 1st of August. You need to be outside there fighting and, of course, building a career that many of the youth who are looking up to you will be there learning when you are already there. So we wish you all the best, but just please, promise us this is not your first and last time here at Mofo TV. Because there's a lot we need to share.
Yes.
There is a number of issues that I've not gone deep on it, because the university funding model, when we are nearing its implementation of the report, when the report will be presented to the Migos Ogamba,
yes,
I think it will be the prime time also for you to preach the language of that report. And of course, as the politics happen each and every day, Rigathi Gachagua will be back.
Yes.
We need to hear from now an angle you sit.
Yes.
What will be the updates about it?
Yes.
So just promise us that this is not your first and last time.
Thank you very much, Mofo TV.
Yes.
I want to say that I have really had a candid discussion with you, Bwana Okinda.
Thank you.
You have really done a good job.
Thank you.
And I don't take it for granted. It was a very prevalent opportunity.
Yeah,
how I wish we have more of these discussions going forward. And I want to say that you have welcomed me like this is home, and I will continue to come here and share my insights with the fans and the lovers of Mofo TV and the followers, so that we see what are the way forwards. We build this nation together, because it is if we don't speak, who will speak for us? If we don't speak, who will be there to answer our questions? If we don't speak or engage, even we can die in trauma. So I will be very ready to heed to your more invites going forward. And thank you. I just want to say that let us support whatever the little government is doing. We know it is not much to our expectation, but let us try to support the little that they are doing. Try and trust the process. It might take time, but we want to tell the government also that don't take time. Let's do it. Just as the one company that is Nike always says, just do it. Yes, just do it for Kenyans. Like this is of education. Let's implement it. Let's do it. The issue of extrajudicial killings, let us just stop it. Yes, let us just, and those who have been killed, can we compensate the parents? Those who have, the issue of bureaucracy in leadership, these is issues of corruptions, issues of abductions. Let us just stop and, follow the constitution, the rule of law, and continue doing following the agenda that they ran on, which is the hustlers, which now I subscribe to it with all my body parts. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much. I don't think there is any comment that I've not gone through. Of course, there's no call that I've received, and I did not put it on air. But it has been pleasure, of course, having you on bench, and we expect, as we've just said, there's a more and much to discuss this evening, but we just have to end this there, because now in the next session, I believe will be centered around a major point of discussion.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Mtazamaji wa Mofu TV, imekuwa fahari bana. Sitamuita labda kiongozi ambaye anawakilisha mkoa fulani, wanafunzi wa mkoa fulani, or the original. Hapana. He is a young national leader. As he has spoke to us this evening, we feel and we can see it from afar that of course we need to up our game. Take the education, the civic education back to our villages. Education is not just made to us so that we get more knowledge to deal with TikTok, Instagram, or whatever it is. So, zidi kuketi nasi jioni hii leo bana. From the political temperature, I'm Vincent Okindo, and of course behind the camera and the production room it has been Silas Aboge, who has made it clear that you are getting us very clearly, and you can also see us through Mofo TV, and of course you can get us through Mofo Radio. Ukiingia pale kwa app yako ya Chrome, andika hapo Zeno FM, chini yake andika Mofo Radio, you will get other programs that are running there very, very, very clearly, and of course you will enjoy having us. Keep on subscribing, share the link, welcome your friends, tell them that Mofo TV is your passport to adventure. Until another time, have a good evening.